guys, being single and ovulating. The sun is in my face. Being single and ovulating, those words are not supposed to even go side by side. My womb would be screaming, baby, 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 baby. I need somebody to tear me apart. We're suffering. And you know when you're not the type that like to hop from a man to a man, you want like a meaningful connection. We're suffering. We are suffering. Check on us. Your single friend with an active womb. We're suffering. Check on us.
Yeah, you're suffering. Men are suffering too. Everybody's suffering, right? Okay, so being single, the question is, what did you do with all the time? What did you do with all your youth? Did you throw it away? Were there prospects there that you could have started a family with, but you were too picky that you just decided to overlook them? Were there men, good bachelors out there that you might have, overlooked because they weren't tall enough, rich enough, good looking enough, they didn't have 6 inches back in a six-pack? Were there men that you overlooked because you thought that you were better than them, because your friends convinced you that you were better than them, because you thought you had a better job than them? Were there any guys like that you had overlooked in the past? And if there were, then why are you complaining now? You made your bed, lie in it. You see, this is one thing I want to say to men. Women like this are the ones you have leverage over. Now, why am I talking about leverage? Normally, I don't like to use those terms. But it seems to me that women have no problem using sex as leverage against men, using the system as leverage against men, using their words as leverage against men, accusing them of false things and getting them imprisoned. Women have no problem doing this to men. Women have no problem utilizing the men should never hit a woman trope to physically assault men that they don't like or they have a problem with. Women have no problem understanding that because men are stronger and bigger, the police is always going to arrest the man for the most part if there's any domestic dispute. Women have no problem doing this. Women have no problem taking your child. Women have no problem taking massive amount of your resources and your money at the end of the relationship, or even lying that you touched your kids so they can take a child away. A lot of women have no problem doing this. Now, I'm not talking about the good women because there are good women out there. For the good women, I'm not talking about you. If you want to see what I think about you, watch the last video I did. I'm talking about women that are overwhelmingly aware of the system's power and how to utilize it against the men to keep this men in control or to turn this men into dumb, obedient servants, so to speak. Those are the women I'm talking about, the bad women. And the women in this video gives me that vibe as well. She seems to be manipulative because she's not asking this question because she really is suffering. She's asking this question because she's suffering and she wants men to keep approaching her. But lady, baby, your time is up or your time is running out. You should be the one approaching men. You want those good men? Go find them and approach them. Don't go to the social media and then broadcast yourself hoping that men will flock to you as simps to come ahead and save a bitch and try to get her a child. No, don't do that shit. Go out there and find the quality man you're looking for. I'm sure there's a man you're eyeing out there. There's a man that you find charismatic, you find attractive. Go and ask him out. Go and start a relationship with him. Buy him dinner. Take him out on a date. Or what? You are against taking up men on dates? Now, for the men, this is why I tell men, at this point in time, with women like this, your best leverage is your seed. Your character comes second. Because your seed are highly valued by women that are childless, that really are looking for men to start a family with at this point in time. Now, as I said before, I don't mind telling men to use this as leverage because women has always been using leverage against men. Women have used all kinds of leverage against men from the beginning of time, and especially in the Western world. And men just take it because they are honorable creatures and must take the suffering by society. All that bullshit. So I'm telling men now, if you're living in the Western world and you want to play by the rules of the game that has been rigged against you, and you are too unspiritual to ask God for guidance for some reason, this is how you win. The first thing you got to do is understand that your seed is one of your most important leverage out there. As she said, she's suffering. There are lots of women like her that are looking for men to impregnate them so they can have a child. Those are the women you have to sort of look at in a way. And your response should not be like, okay, don't worry, I'm Captain Save a Hole, I'll go save you. No, your response should be like, interesting. So you want a kid, huh? Okay. Well, what are you going to do for me if you want my seed? And if she's like, what? You mean I have to do something for you to get me pregnant? No, fuck you. It's just sperm. Maybe like, okay, no problem. You can either take me out on a cheap date, spend maybe $100, or you can pay $50,000 for IVF, or $25,000 on the cheaper end. The choice is yours. You can either pay $100 for a cheap date or maybe $800 down the line for a PS5. Or you can pay $15,000 on the lowest end to get artificial treatment with a random stranger sperm you've never met in your fucking life. Those are the two options you got. Now it's my turn. You had your turn all through your 20s. Now it's my turn to start using my leverage against you. And in order for me to know that you're a suitable candidate that's going to be ready to sacrifice for me the same way I'm ready to sacrifice for you, you gotta spoil me a little bit. Why don't you buy me flowers? No. Fuck that. You could just, buy me some good old KFC. Now, obviously, I'm joking a little bit. This is partial satire. But I'm just giving you an idea. Now, normally, I wouldn't say this. Normally, I would be like, no. Men and women should equally chase each other. But at this point in time, women are not prepared to play fair. So why should men? We have been playing fair all this time. We have been playing fair all this time. Why should we? We shouldn't. These women have never played fair with us. This is the game that they created. Let's rig it towards ourselves. So if she's suffering, she knows what to do. Either go find a man and go ask him out, or just wait and hope that you're lucky that some random dude wants to have a baby with you. That's the options you got now. Regardless, they're not good options. Anyway, guys, that's all my take for today, and I will see you guys later.